Yo, what's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Welcome to the stream. We got another Twinleaf tournament going on. Starting to feel a little bit like my locals, same familiar faces in the mix. I think we got both of the Shaw brothers signed up tonight. That's the Last Porg and Tomb Spirit. Matty G looks like going to be joining us again. So some of the same old names. So again, yeah, starting to give that local vibe. I'm starting to kind of like have to prep for what I expect these people to play too, because I mean, some of my decks just get dunked on by Whales and Psychic Spread, which are two decks we're expecting to see a little bit of tonight. Beyond that, again, hey, welcome in. We got another good one, I hope. We're gonna be playing Wo-Chien Grass, a deck I haven't played a ton of. Let's talk about it. So yeah. Grass is kind of a weird place. First off, happy birthday, Gym Leader Challenge. We should say that. Happy birthday, Gym Leader Challenge. It turns 4 years old today. 1 year older than my son. So, hey, happy birthday, GLC. And my first ever GLC deck was a grass deck. Love me some grass. Haven't played a ton of it recently. I just don't know where the type is. So, like, I think it's got some good stuff. Someone was telling me the other day that like maybe like Rillasaur actually is like sneakily good in the meta right now, just because like it's got big, beefy basics. Shaman gave it a little bit of a buff with some bench protection, and actually has a pretty good Drago Box matchup, which again I'm a little surprised about. But again, maybe Grass is going to see a resurgence, but it's just a type that's kind of gone, kind of down, especially when you look at the results over the last year or so. You look at kind of the rise of colorless, and you can kind of see like the decline of Grass simultaneously. And we see like Grass being super played at like regionals and ICs, at least with all the data that we have. But we don't see it doing well in the top 8s. We don't see it getting to the top of the tables. So maybe that's going to change. Maybe that's going to change with this deck. We're going to be playing Wo-Chien. And Wo-Chien's a cool card. We're playing Z-Man's list, by the way. I saw this exact deck get played at my locals, and I said, that's pretty cool. And of course, Z-Man's got a ton of content out there, so go check him out when you get a chance, both on YouTube and Twitch. But Wo-Chien is kind of like it's a base card. Like, you guys know me, I love to go after the bench. So this card definitely does that. But at the same time, you guys know I'm a bit of a coward. All right, like a lot of the things I like to do when putting my decks is like, not focus on max consistency, but I definitely like to have like consistency and resource management kind of built into what I'm trying to do. And Wo-Chien can get kind of scary because this hazardous greed attack is only 20 damage for 2. But if you have 3 or fewer cards in your deck, it does 120 damage to 2 of your opponent's Pokemon. So we're going to see if we can get that down, if the coward in me can kind of be hidden away, and we can burn through our deck. As Z-Man likes to say, if we can really be a gamer We're going to be gaming with this deck. If we can get the Wo-Chien off, that would be sick. That's my game plan today. It's going to take a lot of sequencing, which again, something I'm not familiar with because we're booting up this deck for the second time. So yeah, Wo-Chien Sweet. We got 3 real attackers, which is something I'm going to be keeping my eye on as we go. This deck used to play Shaman. The version that was one of our locals was playing the flippity flop Shaman that had like the revenge attack. So that's no longer in the mix. So our 3-man attackers are going to be Wo-Chien, which has a secondary attack too. 130 for 3 is pretty good. And then you got Torterra, and then Zarude, whose Jungle Whip is 3 energy, does 80 plus 80 more if I put all energy attached, which is not going to be that bad of a downside when we've got the Cherrim and Eldegoss combo. Eldegoss grabs 2 energy from the deck. Cherrim lets me attach them how I see fit. So it's kind of like, our mini Rain Dance combo as we go. It's kind of like Rillasaur, Venusaur, but way tinier. So the downside of this is I got 50 HP basics with 80 HP stage 1s. And we've been playing a lot of Psychic Spread in these tournaments. And they've got abilities, so Coffergigas is going to fry them. It's just not looking good for us. So in order to play that, I had to play Rabska. There was actually the new Bench Barrier Shaman in the list. And I think that Bench Barrier Shaman makes sense in what a lot of people are doing. But I think that with what we see in these Twinleaf tournaments, I think you got to play Rabska just to prevent the effects of, damage counters. This makes us worse against Drago Box, makes us better against Psychic Spread. We'll see how it goes. And then, of course, we got Badoo over here. So we're trying to get to the bottom of our deck as quickly as possible. Battle Compressor is going to help us out with that. We got Pokestop. We're playing Explorer's Guidance. We're playing Hapu to just dig us to the bottom of our deck. Cards that we're going to need might go bye-bye, but we just have to play through it. I really think how we want to sequence our attackers is I think we might actually want to start with Torterra and maybe try to get 2 or 3 KOs out of this Torterra here, because we're going to be able to set up kind of quickly. It's what Grass does. And then I think once we've gotten to Torterra, we can kind of Torterra or Zarude as we see fit. And then, use Wo-Chien as kind of a backup if we're not using its secondary attack. If we're actually using its primary attack, the Hazardous Greed attack, probably more of that towards the end of the games. At least, again, the coward in me is thinking that's where we're going to be playing this deck. So I'm excited to play it. I had a practice game, and my opponent dipped on me in our practice game. They were playing Colors Control, and they just bailed in the middle of our match on Twinleaf. I don't know if there was a DC or something happened, but I just ended up leaving the game and had to go back to my son. So didn't get a chance to play it anymore beyond that. So let's see how our sequencing can go and what we can do well. If you guys want to check out the deck list, ! Deck list here in chat for y'all, check it out. It gonna be cool. I'm excited to see. We got a good tournament today too. At least we got 10 registrants, but I think we're gonna probably have closer to 6 probably. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 7, and one person just needs to check in. Actually, 2 people need to check in, so we might have up to 9. That'd be pretty cool. If we get 8, I'll give out some more heavily played gift cards. Time for me to shill, by the way. Hey, guess what? I'm a heavily played affiliate, which is a new trading card website, similar to TCG, but without all the bad stuff. So if you want to get some cards and support the stream, click on this link here in chat. I'll get a little kickback and you'll get some cards too. It's all local game stores that put their stuff up on there, so check it out. Maybe get some stuff for your Wo-Chien. I actually have all the cards in paper. I think I'm missing just this Zarude, so I'm going to order that tonight, I think, because I do want to have this deck in paper. I own a lot of... Oh, that's the other thing. I had to cut Battle VIP Pass. We're not true gamers tonight. So Battle VIP Pass was the other cut to make way for Rabska. We got rid of the Shaman, and we got rid of the Battle VIP Pass. Just figured, if there was one card that you could kind of freely cut, Battle VIP Pass feels like that card. Obviously good at helping you get set up. If you get it on that turn 1, likelihood of it happening is bad. I like it a lot with these battle compressor decks. I don't like it a lot in anything else. Just don't see it. It's weird because I feel like GLC old heads, and I say old head, but like I've only been playing like 2 or 3 years. So GLC old heads don't seem to like that card, but people play standard a lot, like shove it in everything, and I'm like, okay, like I get it. It was really good in standard. All right. Still waiting on those 2 check-ins, but at 8:30 I'm going to start regardless. 7 check-ins, 7 ready, just 9 deck list. Doop, doop, doop. All right, 8:30. Let's hit it. I am psyched. All right, let's start the tournament. Go back here. We'll post the pairings like we always do. Matty G getting the bye. We get to play someone I don't think I've played before. All right, let me find myself in the Discord. We run all these tournaments through the Cardboard Warriors Discord. Shout out to Cardboard Warriors. All right, let's go. Let's check it. Let's find our opponent. Nactro? Nactro? I don't see them up there. Fortunately for us, I can look at the names that they submitted. I got all the stuff for this. So we're looking for Nactro. It says their IGN is the same. Oh, there they are. All right. Let's get in here. GLC. Find ourselves a, what do I call this deck? Wo-Chien? Yeah, Wo-Chien all the way at the bottom. No time limit. Let's go. All right, here's hoping no DCs. No. Oh, first mulligan. Gotta be mulliganing here. Uh-oh. This is an older list than the list I submitted. We got Shaman here. Uh-oh, we're going to get smoked. I had changed this list. I'm 100% sure. We'll just change it for the next round coming up. If it's not going to be that big a deal, whatever. We might just go with this list as we go. Shaman's better against Dragon. I feel kind of bad. All right. We got Hisuian Heavy Ball. I'd love to find a supporter here. Or I'd love for Hisuian Heavy Ball to hit something relevant. Tatsugiri is a pretty decent starting card. It gets better as the game goes on because as your deck gets thinner, obviously, you got better looks at supporters. Especially with a lot of these Dragon lists running like 12 or less, it feels. All right, going to track customers here. Don't ever expect it to miss. Oh, it's got a large hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that mulligan plus this card. Oh, all right. Would you Gossifleur here? Like, that's pretty good. They're just going to do that and pass the turn. There's Wo-Chien and there's Turtwig. I mean, I think we just got to go the Twig. Wo-Chien is one of our best attackers, so it's going to be a little sad to see that go down. What's this call for family? Search your deck for up to 3 basic Pokemon and put them on your bench. Let's go ahead and use Escape Rope here. And then let's call for family. Let's get our bench full. I can get to Badoo next turn. That'd be nice. But I do think I want Wurmple. I want to get these evolved ASAP. And then I guess Rosalia here. I feel like Badoo would be good, but just I got so many evolving. If I do that, just don't have any room for an attacker. My bench is just going to be so full. I still think it's probably worth it. Really starting the Shaman here, biting us in the tuchus. Because it's still good in this matchup. Because it is going to protect us from the Raging Bolt. Raging Bolt can go after my Gossifleur. A little annoying. All right, Colress Tenacity here. Let's see what is getting grabbed. Gotta imagine probably Stormy Mountain, probably Artisan. If they're playing Parallel, I kind of like Parallel and Dragon. So if they're playing Parallel, this would be a good opportunity for it too. We do have Revitalizer. If they do Parallel us, it's interesting what choice we have because like Dragon is really good at sniping my bench. So do I ditch the Shaman or do I ditch something like the Cherubi and the Rosalia? So, all right, they're going to find Stormy Mountain and Fighting Energy here. So throw the Stormy Mountain down. Going to use it. Our hand's not great for the follow-up play. Like, we got full bench, called for family, but there's not a lot else going on. So we really need a good draw. And, like, the best draw is just any way to get into Grottle, right? Because then Grottle kind of gets the board moving. A lot of different outs that we have to that. You know, any of the balls, anything that gets us Roserade. Turf Field is a good one. We can also, I think we're playing Ball Guy, so Ball Guy's a good call. All right, opponent going to Stormy Mountain here. Trying to think about what to get. Let's see if anyone needs me in the Discord. Doesn't look like it. Oh, excited. We're going to be streaming Tabletop tomorrow. So another quick chill in here. We're going to finally be back to some tabletop. It's been a while. Weeder stuck some of my videos up on the Cardboard Warriors page. And so now it's like I should probably start producing content again. And then, I played a webcam match the other day and, kind of liking where we're at. So, enjoying my Gym Leader challenge again and having a good time with it. So we'll be back tomorrow. Friend, local, Nikki Pandatar is going to be coming over. He won his fighting badge last week with like the new Gigalith. Is that the name of the card? It's not a Pokemon I do not know. All right, Double Dragon to Tatsugiri here. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Hilarious and sad for us. All right, so Silken. Netball. Gonna be energy probably. And let's just get an energy on Turtwig. Now, do I want to burn Revitalizer for Gossifleur? I kind of want to. Yeah, Surf on Tatsugiri is kind of hilarious. Gosh, this card's just so good in the late game. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I feel like we need it. Like, if we're ever going to have any hope. All right, let's end our turn here. Yeah, we would have been a Shaman. It's just like, what else am I going to sacrifice? Shaman's going to survive another hit here. We do have Crispin in their hand that we know of. We just really need to draw any supporter. Any supporter is going to get us going. And then we need to make our comeback. Yeah, this is definitely a battle of board presence versus, obviously hand presence. And, they've got access to Stormy Mountain. So how much longer does it look like it? So I'm going to get Fire Energy to Raging Bolt. I just love that. I mean, like, honestly, this double Dragon Energy being put here is kind of like good for us, right? I don't think if this is Drago Box, which I'm assuming it is because we haven't seen Gibble and we haven't seen Dratini get down. I feel like our best way into this matchup is get rid of the double dragon and then trade pretty consistently. And then if we get down to it, a lot of dragons have 120, so we can kind of catch up at the end of it if we need to. So I think that's where we're going to be kind of prize mapping out as we go. Thank goodness. Badu hasn't seemed to matter at all. Like, they played Colress Tenacity. All right, they're going to put Lost City in play, and then they're going to boss. All right, they're going to boss the Gossifleur, and they're going to go after that. We've been Lost City'd. And that's okay. There's Explorer Guidance. Let's rip it. Explorer's Guidance, let me just get any 2 cards. So I can get these 2 cards, and I can just have a Torterra, but then I'm still an energy short, right? Recycle energy for the retreat is kind of fun. And then what? Torterra's doing like 50 anyway. But I don't want it to get got. So yeah, let's grab those 2. I can VS Seeker for that again next turn. Just kind of sucks that we didn't Grottle. Like we really need Grottle, right? So let's go ahead and throw the Torterra down. Let's end our turn. Yeah, we're down 4-6 on prizes. And this Tatsugiri plus Boss is doing work. Our opponent's got a bajillion cards in hand. We still have 34 cards in our deck. A little unfortunate. So I'm playing someone else's list, Manny G, so my preference has not been stated quite yet. I do think like getting any 2 cards as opposed to, because Clay's just items, right? So like we have so many evolution Pokemon that I do think that this card is, be slightly better. Also, like, I could see Clay though. I think maybe Clay was running the original list. We are running a lot of items. Like there, Clay would have been busted, right? Because it's going to get us Scoop Up Net as well, plus the rare candy. But yeah, I'm not really sure what I prefer at the moment. So what we're doing, we're figuring it out. I'll let you know here in a bit. All right, Fire Energy Turbo Energized to Tatsugiri. And looks like they're just going to go ahead and get a board going. Not going to bother surfing. Yo, what's up? All right, we draw an energy. All right, I mean, VS Seeker for Explorer's Guidance. Did I break the game? Did I break the game? All right, it's telling me putting Explorer's Guidance into my hand. This is not good. All right, so all right, well, that's saying that we won. But that didn't happen. We failed to explore. We failed to explore. All right. Let's, I guess, invite Nitro back. 4-6 on prizes. It's just, you never know. Like, we could have come back. I feel a little bit bad. This happened to us last week, where I felt like we were in 2 kind of commanding positions, and then we ended up, like, getting DC'd, and then playing a game 3 that was, like, a little there. But it's, it's Twinleaf. It's in beta. It's not perfect. We just lost. So it's a 1-1. Next player wins. This is so where we're at with it. All right, let's see if the 3rd time is a charm indeed. All right. We flipped a coin and it's tails. I'm still just going to start free retreat Badoo here. And we got kind of a busted hand. Let's play Hisuian Heavy Ball here. Beautifly is not good. Hey, this is kind of like, this is what we explored guidance into in the previous round. So nothing to grab there. But I do got Turtwig. I do got Gossiflor. Plus we got Badoo. Let's end our turn. I think we're pretty safe here. The Regidrago 3 retreat cost. I don't see it being too much of an issue. I think we'll actually have kind of a nice chance to set up here. An hour too early. Grayson, you on the West Coast? We're all East Coasters over here, so, you know, I'll say that. I don't know how much of an East Coast. South Carolina, we're East Coast. I'm like 2 hours from the beach, hour from the mountains. We got it all. Got it all in South Carolina. Oklahoma. Okay, all right. That's where my podcast host Jim Weeder Josh is from. So shout out to everyone in Oklahoma. All right, gonna discard Kiram, and gonna find that Raging Bolt. Does that mean I gotta go get my Shaman? That's like the worst, right? All right, gonna quick ball. So kind of interesting, like dualities of like how these games have set up. You know, the first game, Dragon just had 15 cards in hand, and here we see it, putting out basically all 5 of its Pokemon on the bench over there. All right, gonna Trainer's Mail here. I'm gonna find that Float Stone. All right, gonna attach Float Stone. They're gonna get into Raging Bolt here. Oh, come on. Come on. All right, they went with the Badoo. I mean, I'm going to go up on the Gossifleur because we can get stuff onto the bench here. All right. Let's go Grottle. Let's Sun-Drenched Shell here. Gosh, like, do I just have to get the Shaman and just play a quicker, like a slower game? Probably. And we know Beautifly is prized. So this game's going to look a little bit different. Let's go Shaman here. And then I do want to throw an energy here. And then let's just go Call for Family. Would like a Roselia. I would like a Wurmple. And I think I would also like a Zarude. Actually, I said Wurmple. I think I want the Cherubi here. All right. So we're going to lose Gossifleur here. And then we'll have Roserade. So Roserade's another evolution. I got to get 2 energy on Grottle. So I'm going to lose this energy, so I'll have Raihan ability here if I need to. And then, let's see. If I go Roserade, I have Torterra. I got to go get another evolution. So it really just depends on what we draw here. All right, Escape Rope. So they're going to Escape Rope me here. They can hit 130. I think we just give up the Shaman. And keeping the Gossifleur around is actually kind of nice. All right, they're going to use Dragon's Horde here. This is a rough first matchup. Dang, man. Dragobot's good. This also means like I don't get the Torterra. I'd have to like retreat to get the energy. All right, gonna attach that. Let's go open a Gossifleur here. Let's see what we draw. Cynthia and Caitlin. So I can Clara for these 2 back if I need to. So let's go Roserade here. Let's see what we got in the deck. I mean, I just might need so much that it might just be like research time, right? No, my hand's like so kind of mid. So I can get Raihan here, but what's Raihan really doing with the Field Blower? This is tough. This Raging Bolt's just going to kind of like pick and choose what they want. They got, I could like boss stall potentially. If I have boss in here, at Guzma. I guess like Guzma is like kind of fine, right? So let's go ahead. Let's Guzma up. Probably the Drujagon here. And then I am going to go up into Zarude. Let's go Grottling. And then do I just lose if I don't get Torterra here? Gosh. I mean, just got to wait till next turn probably. So Eldegoss, because I value the energy at this point. Let's grab ourselves 2 energy. Put 1 here, and let's just let's Leaf Drain. Yeah, so we're like obviously like tough spot. Let's see where we can get to. Maybe this Guzma will be enough. I got 3 evolutions in play. We're gonna see Guzma. So here comes Grottle. Yeah, so this is where I was kind of like the Torterra made sense. So Regidrago, gonna draw them a card, get them into this Raging Bolt. Yeah, it was helping me out either way. This is where, so in listening to Z-Man talk about the list, he has kind of said it struggles against like fast pressure. And like this deck that's in front of us is the epitome of fast pressure in this format, right? All right. So let's find a good card. I mean, that's something, right? Let's level ball here. We do get to get the Cherum. So here is Cherum, baby. Let's go ahead and Cotton Lift. Let's grab 2 more. So Clara, like, this is so tough because like Clara might be a route to winning. And it might not be, right? It might not be. So let's go Clara. Let's get back Turtwig. Let's get back Shaman. I would like to bench you. I would like to bench you. Let's go Spring Bloom. Badoom, badoom. Let's put 1 on Turtwig for good measure. Go ahead and retreat. And then let's Jungle Whip. Return all his energy. And we took a prize somehow? Huh. Yeah, yeah, they're advertised in everywhere. They're advertised everywhere. So Cardboard Warriors, the Jeff Base, the All About That Base Discord, I advertise them in the Tricky Gym Discord, so the Discords, right? Here, if you're looking for a way to keep track of just like in general, here, I'll put the link for this one where it's at. You can just kind of see it and see us in the future. All right. Don't know how we took care of the Raging Bolt. So a little bit of a bug there. Did Luxurious Cape just disappear? Yes. Hey, we got the Beautifly. I got a message up here too. Do not know who's from. But yeah, Jeff, you're looking to join. That's how you do it. And it's just a good time. And I give out, did we get 8 tonight? I give out discards if we gift cards if we get 8. We have 7. Dang. Okay. My wallet is happy. Oh, so sad. It is test. We are testing. All right, here's gonna go. I think our Zarude's down. This Drujagon's gonna revenge it. We're still in a very tough spot. Raihan here as well. Trying to think how we get out of it. I think it revolves us like getting rare candy Torterra, like ASAP. And then we got like what? 1, 2, 3, 4 evolutions. So we're doing 200 and it's 190. And they've discarded Dragonium Z. So like I'm feeling, if we get the Torterra online, I'm feeling good. We got 32 cards in deck. That's the issue right now. We need to churn through our deck. All right, here comes Drugigon. All right, goodbye, Zarud. It doesn't really matter. We'll go up into Shaman here. There's Hapu. Is Hapu full send better than Cynthia and Caitlyn and get back like Clara for Grottle in the following turns, or like Guzma? And I think that with what we have, Hapu full send is what we have to do. And so let's go ahead and Cotton Lift. Let's get these last 2 energies. Let's make our Hapu slightly better. We'll sequence a little bit correctly here. And let's go Hapu full send. So this is half of what we need, right? There's Wo-Chien. Wo-Chien can get in there for 130. And then I do kind of want a scoop up net for Roserade. So I think that's where we're at. Let's go Wo-Chiening. Let's attach some energies to our friend. Go ahead and put another one on Turtwig because it's what we're going to need. Let's scoop up our friend Rosalia Roserade. Drop it back down. Save that last energy for our retreat. Here we go. And then we'll take a KO here. But do the thing. All right, there's Turfield. So now Roserade. Oh, dang it. Is Rare Candy prized? So Rare Candy might be prized, but I think we have Gladion in our deck. So again, it's gonna be a rough couple next turns. Drampa is what, 1 energy away? 2 or more different types of energy. So I'm going to play Arven here, which, again, I have to assume is going to get them an energy. Let's see. I'm supposed to reset a match 2. This is the one I'm supposed to reset. So we'll reset that match. All right, there we go. All right. I'm going to play Arven. Still thinking about their Arven plays here. Yeah, hey, thanks everyone for stopping by. If you're liking what you see, take a moment. Like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Follow me if you're on Twitch. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. If you're looking, got some Amazon Prime Bezo bucks and want to drop them this way. All prizing for the tournament comes out of my own wallet. So every little bit you guys donate helps me supply some prizing for these tournaments too. I'd appreciate that forever. And then we got a Wishful Baton and Energy Retrieval. We got tabletop gameplay coming up tomorrow again. Nikki Pandatar is going to be here with one of his fighting lists that just won our locals. I got a brand new mic too. Shout out to Prime Day, Jeff Bezos. We got the Bezo bucks, but yeah, got these new clip-on, actually magnet mics. So I'm excited to see what these are. A little bit pricier than ones I was using before. So these should be tested them today. They seem like they're going to be great. All right. Wo-Chien. Woe is me, Chien. All right, there's a Wurmple. I mean, what? Like, they just, like, what? Got, like, definitely have Guzma in their hand, right? All right, let's go Roserade. And I think we confirmed that Rare Candy is in the deck. Or in the prizes. So is there anything I can do here? I mean, there's like Super Rod, which just puts more cards in my hand. Just don't think that we have a KO on the backswing. Yeah, I thought that we were playing Gladion too, but is Gladion prized at this point? Like, I might just grab the town map and flip it over and be like, GG's. Let's see. Yeah, things aren't looking up for us. Things are not looking up. When things aren't looking up, you pray And what's our best card to pray with? Probably Pokestop, right? Yeah, let's pray with a Pokestop. I don't know if it's going to get us there. Yeah, let's Pokestop and just hope. So here we go, Pokestop. Lead the way. Lead the way. All right, we got the town map, so we can rip the town map and see what our prizes look like. Rare candy. So hey, no Gladion on the list. We're learning. No Gladion on the list. I don't think there's any outs, so I'm just gonna hit him with the GGs. Gosh, my cap locks is on. All right, GGs. Call it a day. I like this deck. You can see the lines. You can see the lines are there. Just wasn't quite there for us. Sad times. Sad times. Let's go ahead and report our game. Is that the last game? I don't think so. Okay. All right. Sad days. But you know what? I had fun playing that deck. At least for that round. We still got 2 more rounds. One of these days I'm going to have to play something I'm competent in. Let's go back to Twinleaf. Let's go back to these games. Let's see what else is going on here. Join in this game. Coolest thing about Twinleaf is the fact that you do get to check it out. We got Special Whales, maybe Leviathan down here at the bottom. And then at the top here, we got... Oh, hey, another grass deck. This looks to be JD's fastest grass deck in the West, I think is what it's called. But it's like the Crispin deck. Oh, I was playing Gardenia's Vigor too. So yeah, similar to what we're doing. But I think they're off the Wo-Chien and just more into attacking. We're going to see Lost City come down. Oh, God. Lost City. I hate this card so much. Special Whales is kind of busted in Twinleaf because the Mimikyu that can copy the attacks is not working. So probably won't ever see me playing Special Whales just because its a natural predator is not around. All right, Porg is over here. I'm going to be, what does this do? 90 plus 90 more if it has any fire energy attached. The Titan's perfectly at 180, so this should do the KO. And then I'm going to set up a potential backup attacker. No Rain Dancer in play. I'm not even sure if this is running a Rain Dancer. It looks like this is more of the Phoebus line. And with that, Tapu Bolo coming down. This is kind of a cool include. 220. That's a Wailord Killer with a muscle band right there. So good tech if that's what you're looking for. 4 energy without a doubling. Doubling Venusaur. It can be a little bit rough, but like with Chairman Eldegoss engine, you can get there. All right, gonna use Le Parfum. Gonna use my French minor there. Le Parfum. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, I have my bachelor's was in modern languages, and I have a minor in French. And then I have 2 master's degrees, both of them in Spanish. So, do love me some foreign language cards. Bot alert. Yeah, I should probably ban them, right? There we go. All right. Trying to figure out the card on this Le Parfum. 2 prizes. Got 1 on board. No energy currently attached. Tons of energy in the discard pile. We're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, is this an energy retrieval play? Is this Clara? Like this, this might be definitely things. Might even be a Super Rod. See what ends up getting played here shortly. Looks like they've made their decision. Yeah, I mean, it's less about the Rain Dance and it's more about Inteleon, right? Like Inteleon just gets you the Rain Dance going faster than anything else. But yeah, it is interesting. All that grass has to offer and kind of where it's sitting. But I think we saw, like in our game, exactly why grass really struggles right now. Is that it's a setup deck that is just getting pounced by these turbo decks, right? Like, yeah, and Roserade is like what? I mean, Roserade is technically better than Drizzile, and the fact that it gets you any card. Right? Because Drizzile only gets you a trainer. And then the fact that you have Inteleon being a good attacker and it's not just sitting in play is another thing. All right, what was played there? All right, oh, Superior Energy Retrieval. So Superior Energy Retrieval seems to have been the grab off of Roserade. Gonna go ahead and get that energy. 2 KOs on board, 2 threats that need to be dealt with. Honestly, if you get into the Wailord this turn, you only have to worry about the Tapu Bulu. So if there's like a, evolve it, plus get the energy on it, which reversal's down, so that's going to be hard to get into. But Drizzile does help. No shady dealing for rare candy needed. Yeah, that's fair. All right. Let's see if there's anything to get out of this tricky spot. All right, there's Melodic. Any card from your discard pile into your hand. So probably Reversal Energy back on the menu. So Reversal Energy. But you need Reversal Energy plus you need Boss here, right? Because if you don't... Oh, the Counter Catcher works too. So get rid of the Tapu Bulu here. And I think that that's pretty close to game. Now, what's kind of funny is that if Porg was playing Wo-Chien right now, he's got 3 cards in deck. Wo-Chien wins the game. So that's kind of funny how these 2 decks have worked. But I also think his deck is probably better about getting in here and getting into the paint a little bit earlier with things like Scovillian and Tapu Bulu. Now, I guess it's not quite over, right? Because this Wailord will need 2 energy on it the following turn. So there's still a chance that you can get 2 prizes while they do 2 attachments. Or that you could just hit twice into the Wailord, right? So yeah, so now equal on prizes. Reversal Energy will not work ever again in this game. So here comes Scovillain. Boss wins the game, right? Boss wins the game. Guzma wins the game with enough energy. So a lot of stuff to play for still. And I think they're good on time too, if I'm not mistaken. 3 minutes. Nope. All right, using the Spring Bloom ability. That's this one. Attach as much energy. Let's see where else energy is going to get into. All right, just hits into the Wailord there for 180. So I don't think that Jumbo Size worked there. All right, because this is doing 90 plus 90, 180. Yeah, so Jumbo Size wasn't working. What else wasn't working? I guess HP buffs might be bugged a little bit. Because we hit into a... Oh, Hex Maniac. Did I miss the Hex Maniac? Ah, okay. Which, to be fair, like, good play. Like, now there's an energy on this Wailord. Like, you literally need Mao and Lana or something to heal the damage off this Wailord. And then, like, another switch out. Swampert's weak to grass, right? Yeah, Swampert is weak to grass. So you can't even put up that 160 with, like, a Lux Cape on or something like that. It's getting smoked. All their weakness. Melodic's also grass here. So, yeah, this is a tough spot to be in for our Wailord player down here. So, yeah, some heads-up plays there. Gonna maybe win this game with 2 cards in deck to 6 cards. Down to the last couple prizes. Good game. These are the type of games you live for in GLC. That's why we play Gym Leader Challenge. No one wants the game to be over in 3 or 4 turns, which my understanding is how standard has been for a while. All right, thinking over this. Oh, is tonight Home Run Derby? I don't watch any baseball. Basketball and soccer are my two gyms. All right, here's a Guzma. Guzma's interesting. Guzma is saying you might be out of energy. Because if they just have one energy, can retreat here. And we've seen Last Porg use energy retrieval the last couple. Use letter, super rod, superior energy retrieval. So is there an energy? Because if there's any energy or Guzma or whatever, this game is done. All right, whiffed the boss. So now ball is in Water's court. So I guess in these last cards, this last card might be boss. If I'm gonna play Gladion here, so I don't think Gladion's gonna quite do it. It needs to be like energy in a combination of like escape rope or scoop up net or something along those lines. We have seen floatstone, scoop up net, Devo spray, all been used. So energy and switch out is good, but it looks like it's just going to be past the turn, and then that should do it. All right, Last Pork saying GG. That either means that they have it now or that they just gonna lose. Dang. All right, let's see if that might be it. All right. Let's go. Sometimes they don't log out of the game and they just do that. All right. Oh, did we go overtime? We went overtime. I'll reset their match for them real quickly so they can report. All right, they finished like literally as time was going. Cool. All right. Cool. That was a fun game to watch. All right, let's get in here. All matches are done. Cool. Let's end that round. Let's pair the next. Hopefully we didn't get the bye. We probably did. No, we got the bye. That's all right. We get to talk about other people playing Gym Leader Challenge and having fun. And that's okay too. All right, let's take a screenshot here and put this all into the more time to talk about our game and all the different likes. Tomb Spirit and Maddie G. That's going to be our game for sure. All right, let's check it out. All right, I'm not sure what either of these players are on, but Tomb Spirit is on his usual Psychic spread. And I think Matty G is playing some form of grass. Got the Goss Fleur here. Good to see grass showing up today. I think 3 grass decks today. So far, 1 win, 2 losses between them. All right. It's interesting because like Monkey Dory also just puts Badoo in kind of like a backspin and like not super relevant in this matchup. It's probably still worth playing it down early if you get it, just because like item locking Psychic decks can be so good. All right, we're going to see Tomb, discard, research. Go up into, I got to imagine Routes or Zatu is going to be the play. Having the attached pass with Gossifleur is a little rough here because when you think about donk potential, you don't normally think of psychic, but energy plus dimension valley here lets Monkey Dory hit for the 60 and win the game. So could be rough. Obviously, probably just snap that off if they had that in hand. And of course, all of that is off of Guz Mahala or Colress Dynasty too. So multiple outs to that. We are just going to see routes coming down. We're going to see an Arvin here. Arvin, Technical Machine Evolution, and a Buddy Buddy Poffin. So this might be a pretty explosive turn 1 to get set up. This is where I think Psychic is these days. It's like really slow to get going, but once it gets going, it's like obviously one of the most powerful decks in the entire format. And this line obviously sets it up really well. So Dark Energy on Monkey Dory plus the TM Evolution. I mean, Tomb Spirit's got it all, dude. Probably going to hit this TM Evolution. I mean, the Kuffer Gigas is game over. That's why I was talking about playing Rapska over the Shaman. Now, getting to the 2 draw engines with only 3 cards in hand, going to be pretty important. On Matty G's side, got a Pokey Gear here. Going to find that ball guy. That's pretty good. This is another kind of tough situation to be in because, if you leave the Gossiflor in the active, 1 more energy attachment to Monkey Dory is that 60 HP knockout. And then, you want to use that Call for Family, but obviously Ball Guy here also going to help that setup too. This is a spread deck, so you don't want to put too much down, and obviously things with abilities are going to get smoked by this Kofar Gigas, which wouldn't get benched unless Tomb knew that its evolution was in the deck. So going to play Nest Ball to start off after the Ball Guy. Turtwig, always the right call. Then a Level Ball. I wonder if we'll see Rosalia be our second option. Oh, Poltergeist. It's on this Pokemon event. Prevent all damage and effects from your opponent's Pokemon done to this Pokemon. I want to check out what Matty G's got cooking with this one. Gonna attach the energy to it. I mean, that's pretty sick. It protects itself. I don't know what it does, but it could be useful. We're gonna use the Call for Family attack and just get the Rosalia. So probably not over benching here, right? You just kind of want your and the Cherim probably has the Lovely Fruit ability, which is only 40 HP. So that's like instantaneously KO'd by this if it comes to it. So probably smart play on Matty G's part not to go ahead and full send on the bench. All right, Level Ball. Gonna find an Uxie. Probably means that this Monkey Dory maybe not getting in for the attack this turn. I don't know how much this would be worth it instead of just spreading 2 damage everywhere. All right, going to use the Escape Rope here. Escape Rope kind of lets Matty G off the hook a little bit. All right, going to go up into the Poltergeist. This is where you kind of want the Monkey Dory in the active now, because this is obviously some sort of danger. I don't even know what the evolution does. I'm like waiting to see what it does. It's going to be busted. I've probably talked about it in some sort of like set review before, but I can't remember exactly what it does. All right, 2, I'm going to use Refinement here. So every Pokemon on the grass side evolves into something with an ability. Tomb saying they whiffed the energy, so I guess it wouldn't have mattered either way. So this might just be a pass back. Gonna evolve into the Coffer Gigas. And then I'm gonna bench a Blacephalon. All right, so full bench on the second player side. Missed the energy, so probably no attack incoming. No way to bench Giratina as well. So it looks like there's probably no way. Oh, we're going to find a counter energy, going to put it on Kirlia. All right, and then pass the card over. All right, there's Eldegoss. So gonna get some energies. Is this the one that like does like 70 for the amount that you discard or something like that? That'd be kind of cool if that's what we see. All right, Zinnia's Resolve. Discard 2, draw a card for each of your opponent's Pokemon. Oh my goodness. Matty G's got 11 cards in hand. That's so good. This card right here. Discard 2 cards, draw a card for each of your opponent's Pokemon. So drawing 5. Grass to Turtwig here. Looks like maybe they... Oh, Battle Compressor as well. Huh. Oh, is Matty G playing Wo-Chien as well? Already got 2 grass in the discard pile. Might have discarded both of those to the Zinnia's Resolve. This is a card I have a full art for. Make a deck, Matty G. Make a deck that has that art. Let's see if anyone needs me in the Discord or anything's up. All right, let's see if anyone's reporting match wins already. No, just us. All right, I guess just passing. I'm gonna do 30 here. The chip damage is interesting because the chip damage lets Monkey Dory do its thing, right? Does this prevent all damage and effects of attacks? So Poltergeist can die here because it doesn't say prevent from ability. So with that chip damage, Monkey Dory can ship this over. Matty G saying, forgot about Monkey. Oh no. Monkey is one of those cards you do just forget about. It's kind of changed how the format has existed as well. There's been a lot of new printings that have kind of shaken up Gym Leader Challenge in maybe not expected ways, but definitely in like ways that like a year ago you would not expect. Like it feels like 30, 40, 50, 60 HP basics are just kind of tough to play these days. And those are Monkey's a reason why. Raging Bolt's a big reason why. Hitmon, Chan, Hitmonlee are all reasons why. Okie Dokies really changed the format too. Just feel like you always need an answer to that. All right, gonna go Dimension Valley here. Tomb Spirit desperately needs an energy. Then gonna rip a Marnie. So the thing is, like, you got another look at the energy. If you Monkey Dory the energy over, get another prize card, draw that off. All right, gonna find Clairvoyant Sense. So should have 2 energy. You're gonna Clairvoyant Sense, not gonna go ahead and attach to the Uxie here. There's no way to Monkey and then take an additional KO, right? All right, Fog Crystal there is an energy for sure. Man, both times we had grass on stream when I played it last game, and now it's looking rough. And in the build-up, we talked about that. Where did I put my water at? There we go. All right, Poltergeist, bye-bye. Some additional spread here coming down off of the Uxie. And, I mean, like, that's kind of important, the Uxie spread here. One more turn of Uxie spread, and then Koforgigas could, like, board wipe if they ever evolve into abilities. All right. Oh, just going to retreat into Gallade and just start taking KOs the good old-fashioned way. Swirl and Slice. Move that counter energy on the Blacephalon. Yeah. I mean, things are rough for grass these days. Someone won with grass. Oh, Matty G won with grass because of the bye. So things are looking bad for grass, chat. Dang, man, it makes me so sad. I think the double attacking grass deck is where we're at. What is this? What is this? This Rowlet. Okay, I'm down. At least if you're going to have the Rowlet with the birds, Sky Circus, you got Bird Keeper Prize too. They're together. They're hanging out. All right, I got it. This looks like Wo-Chien too, because we're gonna see Clay pop up. So Matty G popped into chat earlier, and he was like, "You're playing Hapu and Explorer's Guidance," and they let us look at 6 cards instead of 7. So Clay gets you all the item cards back into your hand, whereas Hapu and Explorer's Guidance just let you pick any 2. We were talking about, which one is better and for what reason. And, looking at it now and thinking about it now, I do think that Hapu and Explorer's Guidance are better just because you're playing so many evolutions in this deck, and like discarding them at times can be kind of rough. You'd have to run a ton of item recovery to really make Clay work. So that's where my brain's at. But again, I need more reps. Need more reps with this deck to kind of figure it out. We're going to see Revitalizer here. So will we see Grottle? Will we see Wo-Chien? 21 cards in the deck. Going to bring back the Poltergeist. Going to evolve into Grottle here. Sundrenched Shell. Probably find that Roserade. Maybe Roserade can get things going. Yeah, there's the Roserade. So what card gets you out of this spot? Not a lot. Gustall is kind of off the board. Most things have an energy attached. Kofragigas going up there is not what you want to. Law of the Underworld just doing 6 damage counters. Everything that has an ability can be gnarly. Magi thinking about this Le Parfum ability. No one needed me as a judge. I love it. All right, gonna scoop up net. The scoop up net here, really good. Because you get rid of the ability in play as well. Gonna go ahead and bench down Rosalia, and we'll see what happens. All right, Tomb Spirit still needs another energy here for Gallade to attack in, as Dimension Value is remaining in play. Gonna play Evolution Incense. Nothing needs to evolve here. So maybe just thinning the deck to get an idea of some, higher quality draw in the future. I can see it. Gonna Buddy Catch here. Buddy Catch, you probably love for this to be boss. And the issue is, Grottle into Torterra is a non-factor, right? There is one evolution Pokemon in play. So if you do Buddy Catch and you grab yourself a boss, you should 100% probably just hit the Rosalia. Roserade's in hand. That can get any card. Whereas Grottle is going to get you what? Whatever Poltergeist evolves into, whatever, going to get you Torterra here. Those cards just don't matter at this point in the game. So I think you just go after the Roserade, go after the card that can change the game. Obviously, Torterra has 190 HP. It's going to be hitting in for like what? 50, maximum 100. Just don't think you care. You can 2-shot it. It does not have an ability. All right, got a Mysterious Treasure here. Gonna put Raihan off of the Pokegear that was played earlier. There's lots of things happening. Probably not playing. The spread deck's probably not playing boss. It's probably just playing Guzma. That's why Cynthia and Caitlyn seems like a pretty good grab. But what did they grab off of the Cynthia and Caitlyn? All right. Taking care of the Poltergeist. Shooting that energy back to Kofragigas. So yeah, now kind of a tough spot because now you got Torterra and you have a Roserade coming down potentially. It's still only doing 100, so you can 2-shot it if you need to. If you're able to get damage on the board, which, obviously if the Torterra attacks, it does put damage on the board. Monkey Dory can 3 it, and then 160 is the 190 number that you need for the Torterra. So attacking it with the Torterra, actually terrible idea. Do not do it. But Roserade here getting any one card. Yeah, the fact that this is also just just 100 right now. The Evo Press means like your only targets if you even go like Boss KO or like Xatu and Uxie. Training Core is a good pickup here. Gets rid of the Dimension Valley. That makes Gallade farther away. But again, attacking in here is rough. Because, like, if you attack in with Torterra again, you're still putting 100. You've put the Gallade 2 energy away from being able to attack in. But Lusamine energy just gets you right back where you started. And you know you got Buddy Catch. You got access to it. So don't attack in with the Torterra there. I don't know what you're supposed to do, but I do think if Tomb sees that line, which again, I'm not sure how many of these decks are running. Oh, you know they have access to the energy off of the Tomb, off of the Training Court. So now it's just a matter of fact of can you get the Dimension Valley back? Or are they playing Lusamine? Which not a lot of Psychic decks. To be honest, actually, I see a lot of Psychic decks running Lusamine, even though sometimes their only stadium is Dimension Valley, just because of how important that one stadium is. So we're going to see Tomb use Buddy Catch, see what they grab. Timer on the clock. We still got 22 minutes. None of the other games are done yet as well. Maybe I'll get bonus coverage of all Gym Leader Challenge stuff. All right, won't let me see what Tomb got off of the Buddy Catch. But if it is Lusamine, it is GG's. Just about. I know he's got more prizes to take, but losing Torterra is just probably the end of the line. But the fact that he's not snap throwing it down probably means that Lusamine is not in the 60. We can actually see. No, we can't because I got closed deck lists on these tournaments. So we can't see what's in his list. All right, going to start with a Clairvoyant Sense. I guess there was another out, right? You could do... all right, going to put Artisan down. That all but confirms that we won't see... the Lusamine play. Going to use VS Seeker here. VS Seeker might be a Guzma. All right, going to Guzma up something. Here comes the Gossifleur. Cofragigas. Cofragigas can do what? Move 3 damage, put it on Roserade. Yeah, so it can still take a KO this turn. And then you've got, Gallade. Oh, this is going to take another evolution off the board too, which is actually like just the bee's knees, right? Because then Torterra's doing even less. You've given yourself some extra damage to chip away with as well. But you did just kind of put a lot of stuff into Torterra range, right? Like Gallade was safe. Now Gallade is in Torterra range because of the Law of the Underworld, which does not care about you or your opponent. If it has an ability, it's got to go. All right, Evolution Incense. Gonna grab Decidueye. We know Decidueye can't be played because there is a Rowlet in that. Grass Energy to Torterra here, working way up into the Hammer in territory. All right, Bug Catching Set. Did the Eldegoss get KO'd? Is that why we're not seeing it off the evolution? No, it's not in the prizes, so it must be in hand. Just don't think that they want another Pokemon in play that has an ability, right? Now, if you can evolve and then retreat, now you're still looking bad because that's still just 100 off the 2 evolutions. This is just such a bad matchup. This was the matchup I was kind of like, I don't think Wo-Chien and Grass can ever beat this today, which is why I was like, we got to go Rabska. All right. All right, just going to pass over. So, Guzman was used last turn. This would need to be like a Palpad into Guzma would be like, again, game over. But even still, it's looking a little rough. So where are these damage counters going to go? 30 on Torterra. Still need to find another energy one way or the other. There's Professor's Letter. So you could go Professor's Letter, energy on Kofragigas. This 100 takes care of Gossifleur. Torterra comes up. Can't deal with the Kofragigas regardless. And then you could do, retreat into the Gallade and do 160 if needed. Just feels like a checkmate situation. I mean, even Monkey Dory looking like a reasonable attacker at some point. Things are bad for grass. Ooh, someone need me in Discord? Hey, we need a judge call. I disconnected mid-match. All right, judge call for that. Let's go to details. All right, judge call on this is just kind of like by the books. All right, was there a player in an obvious winning position? Who's he playing, by the way? Airbot Gamer. Cool. All right. Sorry, trying to judge and stream. That can be a thing sometimes. They might have just gone ahead and restarted the game. All right, back to the game. All right, Adrenal Brain. Went up into Uxie here. Got the U-turn board. Does it have the energy for Gallade? There's a lot of energy in play. A lot of energy in play. So if Tomb Spirit has another energy, Gallade wins the game. So we'll just have to see what ends up happening. Colress Tenacity. Colress Tenacity should get an energy. I don't see a lot of specials in play. So I have to assume that Horror or Mystery is still in the books. And that should get the game. All right. Grass down. All right. Looks like that's all the games. I'm telling them to go ahead and play another game. When you disconnect, you should just play another game. I thought I had that in the rules, but it's been a minute since I've updated the Twinleaf rules. We had them back in the past on the details, but I think they've changed. Yeah, Matty G, that was real rough, dude. That was, I hate to say it, when I put Rabska in my list, which didn't end up happening because my list on Twinleaf didn't update. When I put Rabska in my list, I said that matchup is unwinnable if I do not have a Rabska. There's no way to win that matchup. And you kind of proved the point for me tonight. That it just looked like it would beat down. There was no way that you could win that whatsoever. 2 spots is a lot of space, but Tomb has played Psychic Spread every week we've played in these Twinleaf tournaments. And I just said that matchup, it just seemed so unwinnable. I did not think that there was any chance to win that matchup without Rabska. This man needs to be guzzlorded. It needs to happen. It needs to happen. I will say, like, part of it is like I was mentioning this at the beginning of the stream. At is it's starting to feel like a locals. And we got two players that play kind of the same two decks every time. Oh, we got a Waylord player. We've got a Psychic Spread player. They come every time. So, like, if I'm trying to win, I'm trying to pick a deck that beats both of those. But I'm always just trying to have a good time and play and have fun. All right, they're speed running this. One of them is a control deck to a certain point, and then the other one is a the most aggressive deck in the format. So Guzma and Hala here does seem to be like the most aggressive card you could have. Maggie, that was your first time against Tomb? Gotcha. Yeah, I think I play Tomb like every week. He's been winning a lot recently. Yeah, it's just hard. Like, what deck? Kofar Gigas is so good, right? Kofar Gigas is just so nasty. And like all of us are just running abilities. What deck beats the Kofar Gigas spread deck? Like 100% any Rough Seas deck. And those are the two brothers. Last Porg and Tomb Spirit are brothers. I see why you play those decks. All right, so this is kind of nifty. Double Dragon Energy. You could get. Oh my god, this might be the sickest thing. Like, I don't know what he got off Guzman Hall. I have to imagine a retreat tool here, but like you get an additional fire energy on the Raging Bolt. So now you can hit the Sobble for 90 on turn 1 going second. Dude, who said? I love Andrew Mahone. No one take what I'm about to say out of context. But I told that man I was worried about Double Dragon being the last remaining double energy because of this card. And he said it's confirmation biased. It was what he said to me. And I get it, right? I don't want to, like, I've had a lot of bad experiences with this card. I've played it as well and done the same thing. This happens every game, dude. It just feels like this happens every game. Not this 90, but like 60 happens quite often. It happened against us. It had a luxurious cape on it. And then now we see it happening here. And like going after the active, I guess makes sense. But like just getting rid of the Sobble would have mattered too. We're gonna see Guzma, but like, oh man, this is gonna be so rough. This is just not what you want to see, dude. Raging Bolt on turn 1 going second. We're gonna see the Field Blower, so at least there's a chance that like this gets stuck in the active. Gonna maybe leave the Fighting Fury Belt. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously, like, DDE and Dragon is fine when it's Drampa that needs, like, a damage count on a bench Pokemon to do it, right? But, like, now that, like, Raging Bull is going after, like, evolving basics, it, like, stops setup decks from just, like, being able to exist without bench barrier, right? Culver Sanasi, Guzmahala, Tag Call, drawing into it naturally. It's like all these are ways. Crispin are just ways to do turn 1 going second, the Raging Bolt. So I get why. I get keeping it matters, but like, yeah. License to Kill was fine until Raging Bolt Bond arrives. Facts. All right. All right. Looks like they're having some issues too. Where are we at with 9 minutes left? I mean, if I was in this situation, like, this is a game for a Raging Bolt. But fortunately, we don't give out prizes to winners here, just to random players that show up if we have 8. So, yeah. I think they're discussing a draw. I think that's a good way to end that one. Unfortunately, still working out a lot of bugs tonight. Obviously, I feel like we've had like 2 or 3 weeks where it was like flawless, and then an update happened trying to make it better, and then it just it gets worse. But like, you know, it will get better again, and that's just how these beta things work. We'll get there. So I love me some Twinleaf, don't get me wrong, but if you're trying to play competitively, it can be a bit frustrating. I'll ask him here. Asking if they're going to call it a draw. All right. Got confirmation that one player wants it to be a tie. Field blower, we maybe bugged out with VS Seeker. So there's a couple different things that are bugging out. We'll have to keep an eye on those as we play. All right, let's play this last round. We can't get the buy again. All right. All right, going to our third round here. All right, Porg getting the buy. All right, we get to face Dank. Yeah, good old Dank. Is Dank Danky P? Gotta be, right? Gosh, who would have thought that we would have who would have thought that we would have 2 Wo-Chien decks in a tournament? Crazy. Just crazy. We got Dank. Matty G. Tomb Spirit is our 2-0. That's actually a real tough matchup in a dragon, though. All right, we're going to start Wo-Chien, which I don't hate. And then we got the entire Grottle line in play as long as we got Turtwig here. So I'm interested to see what we get into here. Tempted to maybe throw Recycling Energy here. All right, going to start off with a Nest Ball over there. Been getting... Obviously, this deck is built for the mid to late game. We're a setup deck. But man, we've been getting some bad starts going. Again, Raihan into evolution Pokemon. And this is where grass really struggles. I'm going to attach a water energy to Sobble here. Yep, Hisuian Basculin is that one. All right, we get a level ball here. I actually really like that. Wo-Chien's got a huge retreat cost, so I don't think we're ever getting into that. We got the whole Turtwig line. And then I probably just want to come in for Rosalia here. Wurmple, Silcoon, Beautifly. I got Zarude. We got Wo-Chien. I think the gang's all here. So let's go Turtwig. Let's go Level Ball. Level Ball. Maybe I should be getting Cotton Lifting. But I think we'll just get Rosalia here. We can get into something good next turn. Attach an energy, and we'll just end our turn from here. And I like where our hand is at. Grottle into Roserade will be real good. We'll be getting some hazardous greeding going on with this Recycle Energy. 2 energy on the Sobble here. Kind of Tayton Liza. Shuffle draw 5, it looks like. Such a bummer this card art isn't showing up. I love myself some Hisuian Basculin. All right, Brooklet Hill. Looks like they're also going to be getting set up. All right, what's Brooklet Hill going to grab? I don't know what type of water Dank is playing. I don't know if we can do much about it regardless. All right, looks like they're grabbing Remoraid. All right, going to retreat. This is the Hisuian Basculin, even though it's kind of coming up as 2 Sobbles. And then they're going to gather the crew here. Let's see if we're going to see maybe a Frostmoth, Artabax, Waylord, something along those lines. Wooper, Veluza. Okay. So I think Caitlin's a good grab here. Let's go Grottle. Let's Sun-Drenched Shell. I think it's definitely going to be Roserade. Let's check and see if we got the ball guy. We do got the ball guy. So let's grab ourselves a Roserade here. Roserade, yes, I would like to use that ability. Quick Ball, Hisuian Heavy Ball, Nest Ball. We used 2 balls already, but I still think that that's the way to go about it. So let's grab ourselves a ball guy. Where you at, ball guy? Alphabetical order. No. There it is. All right, ball guy. Let's go ball guy. Again, Nest Ball. Let's grab the Hisuian Heavy Ball as a discard. We'll leave Ultra Ball on the deck as an out to an evolution later on. Well, let's just go ahead and hit him with the Nest Ball. I would like a Gossifleur. Hit it with the Quick Ball as well. And I would like a Cherubi. All right. Go ahead and bench that. And then let's go Recycle Energy here. And let's Hazardous Greed for 20. We did it. So next turn, we'll be able to get the 2 energy. And so we'll be able to be hitting in for Wo-Chien for 130. And then we'll have Torterra as energy backup if we need to. Something Caitlin away the Raihan potentially to draw more cards if we don't get hand disrupted. And then we'll have a good bit of evolutions. We'll have 150 next turn at least. We are going to get End here, which is going to set us up for Eldegoss. So we'll be able to get the other evolution in play too. We got a Scoop Up Net too for Roselia Roserade, which is just perfect. All right, going to see Evolution Incense. It's got to be the Drizzile you have to assume at this point. Supporter was already played. So there's that. All right, here comes Octillery. So no Drizzile. Drizzile might just be saving the Drizzile for next turn when you can play Supporter. Or potential Drizzile prize. Because they did start the Sobble. But starting the Sobble there can be rough in that situation. Energy on the Veluza. Veluza's going to be an issue. I'm going to discard a Palpad off this Quick Ball. So I know that they have Brooklet Hail that they haven't used yet. I don't discarding Palpad is a steep cost. All right, they need to get their hand down. So then use Abyssal Hand. Also, when you have this, you know, you're just digging. Maybe for Peonia, maybe for Gladion. We'll see. Might need an evolution too. Wooper, this is the one you get to switch on the bench. All right, it's not bad. Not bad at all. Do I want a Hapu here? I kind of want a Hapu. Let's go and get Cherim here. All right, let's go Cotton Lifting. We'll get 2 energy. And then I am going to go ahead and Hapu here. Hapu is just any 2 cards. I mean, Hex is nice. Hex and honestly, Ordinary Rod. I can put this back. But I can also just get maybe Zarude as an attacker kind of going this turn. We're losing a lot of recovery if I go this way, though. But Hex is so good in these water games. So I do want Ordinary Rod because I can't VS Seeker it. So let's just do that. And then I can, let's see. Not quite enough now. Let's go Spring Blossom in, though. I'll go energy there. We'll go energy on Grottle. And then I'm going to scoop up Roselia Roserade. Go ahead and drop down Roselia. Just don't know what you'll need. And then let's go Entangling Whip. Ah, we hit our own VS Seeker. That's kind of rough. Let's take a prize, though. We got Town Map. Town Map will be useful if we get to keep taking prizes. Hitting VS Seeker is rough here, but we are getting closer to the bottom of our deck. We're at 20 cards in deck. They're going to go up into Veluza. Ton of cards in the hand, which makes artillery worse. I definitely want a Grottle potentially for... there's the Whale. So we might be going Guzma Boss here if with this Roserade. Because I definitely do not want Wailord to come down. Wailord will be a problem for us. Let's just deal with it now. All right, Max Elixir, going to attach the Water Energy to Wooper. I think the Quagsire has a Hydro Pump attack. So something to look out for. All right, we're going to get Ionode. Hate to see it, but we do got Super Rod here. Super Rod with the perfect amount. Endless energy in our deck. Are we running Boss? I can't remember. All right, gonna attach Water Energy to Wailmer. And then no attacks currently. Still got 5 cards in hand, so Artillery's not doing a ton. All right, we get to draw a card here. All right, let's start with a Sun-Drenched Shell. And so in our deck, no Guzma. We're out of VS Seeker. I've got Palpad. I do got Roserade, which is probably going to be my grab. Although we could just be getting Wurmple. We could go Wurmple in. We could go the Wurmple. Let's go Roserade here. And Roserade can just get me the Wurmple. All right. Let's go Roserade. And I mean, I could just get at Hex, right? Like Hex is just really good here too. So let's grab a Hex. Super Rod. This guy back into our deck. And then let's go Cotton Lifting. Let's get 2 of those energies out. And then I do want to attach one of them to Grottle here. Let's burn the Hex, and then let's Entangling Whip. That means Veluza is not passing that energy back. We're at 18 cards in deck, and we drew Escape Rope if we want to start conserving some of those cards. We can get into Torterra and start attacking, which I think we're going to do next turn. All right. So we're seeing the power, at least of like fast setup versus slow setup at least. All right, they are getting into the Wailord. Currently, Torterra is only doing 200, so we're going to prioritize getting our friend, the Beautifly, down. Beautifly in play will get up to 250, which is enough for the whale. Also just 2-shot it. There's Kyogre. Is there anybody? I don't think I can get to the bottom of the deck. All right, gonna retreat here. I'm gonna evolve into Quagsire. This is kind of scary because this is like what? 2 energy on the Kyogre, right? Because this switches from bench, plus they still have attachment. So they can get 3 up here on the Kyogre. And they can go after something. Gladion here, which is probably going to be a Drizzile, I have to assume. They haven't played Frostmoth at all either. This Quagsire obviously works really well with the Quagsire. Yeah, Quagsire is as often as you like during your turn. You may move a water energy from one of your bench Pokemon to your active. So basically you play Frostmoth, attach all it to your bench, and then you can just move it to your active if you need to. So, nifty. All right, water energy going to Quagsire here. We'll see what happens at this point. So that, I mean, this means that they are, yeah, they are attacking with Kyogre this turn, which is a little scary. And if they go after our Grottle, oh, they're not. Oh, we hexed. Oh, thank goodness. Thank goodness that we hexed. All right. So let's start with an Escape Rope here. We'll make them give us something. But the Kyogre being kind of dangerous here. They're going to go into Wailord. We'll go up into Grottle here. Yeah, that's an interesting one. All right, let's Kofu. I want to put Badoo and Battle VIP Pass. And we're going to draw forward 4. Let's play a town map. There's our Guzma, right where we need it. Play Bug Catching Set. I would like Torterra, and I would like a Wurmple, please. Go ahead and bench Wurmple here. Go ahead and play Torterra. I'm trying to think if there's any reason to Palpad. I don't think so currently. And then I could attach for 160, but we're just doing more damage this way. So yeah, let's just go ahead and Evo Press here. We'll do 200 damage to the Wailord. Make it basically KO to anything. And Torterra's done his job. All of our cards out of our deck. We're good. Thank you for your service, Torterra. We appreciate you. So now all the energy gets switched to the Wailord, right? And then now we just come up with Wo-Chien. We knock it out. You know, and then we looking good. We looking golden. They got no Frostmoth in play. So if all the energy goes to the Wailord, like it just doesn't really matter too much. I got Revitalizer too. We just got to get into Zarude. We need a Zarude. All right, Abyssal Hand here. Draw some cards up to 5. Thinking about this Palpad and what we're going to do with it. Like, we might need Clara at some point. We still got Rare Candy, right? Or did I discard Rare Candy? This is a deck where like, you just have to keep track of resources. All right, they're going to find their Drizzile. Drizzile is scary for us. Definitely did not think that they had that the entire time. But here they are showing that they got it. Hisuian Heavy Ball is going to be the Frostmoth. So that's also, at least there's the Snom. So things are looking a little scary there. This is where I'd love to just like burn through. Can we burn through our deck this next turn? All right, they're going to play Irida here. What's the Irida grabbing? Item and a Pokemon. We still got Field Blower in the deck. Not that we care about it too much. Probably just going to Iono here. All right, going to put Frostmoth and Super Rod. So, like, the fact that they're doing that means I am going to Iono here. They're going to take a KO, and then they're going to go to 5. So we're just putting these kind of important cards back into the bottom of their deck, which they might be able to search out, but, like, I'm okay with it. They're going to go ahead and play the Super Rod, because they do have 2 energy. So 2 energy Veluza, potentially. All right, and there goes 2 Water Veluza, like we thought. So we'll take care of Wailord here. It's just the Frostmoth that's going to be an issue. The Frostmoth, Quagsire, letting them kind of set up attacks. Thank goodness we're ahead. Thank goodness we're taking another KO next turn. All right, there's Torterra. Torterra is down. All right, we'll just go right up into Wo-Chien. Find ourselves a nice little U-turn board here. I am going to put that on probably the Roserade. I just don't think if we can get back into Turtwig and Torterra, if it even really matters too much. But we can try. Why not, right? Why not? All right, we'll go Turtwig here. And then, well, let's just go rip an Iono. There is our evolution line right there. Let's go and cotton lift to make our draws a little bit better here. And then we will, gosh, I'm at 11. So we will Entangling Whip. Let's see what we discarded. Badoo Energy Field Blower. We will take a Guzma. Guzma seems pretty good for us. All right, going to go up into Octillery with the Floatstone. Cynthia and Caitlin is a good pickup, in case we need like Clara or something. Hoping we still got Rare Candy left. We got Beautifly left to draw some cards. So if Wo-Chien survives, we could be Wo-Chiening, I think. And we might be Wo-Chiening for close to game. Here's Dieball. The Dieball is Inteleon. All right, here comes Inteleon. Inteleon just misses the KO on Wo-Chien, so that obviously that would be our ideal attacker to see come in. Do not want to see the Kyogre whatsoever. Let's see if I'm needed as a judge. We're not. Thank goodness. All right, here comes Inteleon, 2 cards. So we probably will see, Frosmoth. A way to get into Frosmoth plus something else. Shoot energy into play. That would be great. We just need to figure out these last couple turns and what they look like. And this is where like the deck is the sequencing is tough. We're at 8 cards. I've got Guzma, I've got Cynthia and Caitlin. In my deck somewhere is Zarude. And then Marnie Ultra Ball. Which, to be fair, if they rip the Marnie, I'm pretty happy. So Ultra Ball, because that means we're a step closer to Torterra, we're a step closer to Beautifly. They might go after one of these, and that's okay. All right, there goes Frosmoth. Do they have the energy? All right, there goes Frosmoth. They got 4 energy in the discard pile, 1 in play. That's 5. These decks are running like 10, typically. All right, Professor's Letter. Gonna get them some of that energy though. Just 1. Just 1. So what's their hand look like here? All right, gonna Ice Dance. Attaches water energy to Kyogre. So 3 of them. So they got the Kyogre attack this turn. And then an Abyssal Hand. So who are they going after on our side? That's the real question, right? Obviously, the danger is Wo-Chien. Still have Marnie, too. So they go after Wo-Chien. There's always a chance that we can recover it, though. We've used Super Rub. We've used Revitalizer. You see Clara here on the discard pile. Going to use Super Energy Retrieval. All right. Go ahead and grab some more energy. All right. So this is kind of interesting. I'm excited to see where this goes. Gonna go ahead and power up Inteleon. Gonna go ahead and power up Kyogre. Got some energy on Quagsire too. Gonna play Marnie. And we got a good hand. I like where this is at. We got a good hand. All right, I'm gonna play Rescue Stretcher here. Gonna maybe start reestablishing the Wailord. All right, Wailmer from their discard pile, Wailord. Back in their deck. Gonna use Brooklet Hill, get that Wailmer out. Now, Torterra is taking care of the Wailmer. So there's that. All right, so Gonna use Washout, Quagsire's ability. Gonna attach an energy to Kyogre here. All right, Dynamic Wave. Where's the Dynamic Wave going? Gonna hit our Silcoon. That's interesting. Okay. There's Ordinary Rod. Let's go Cotton Lifting. All right. Energy here. So we do not have Rare Candy in the deck at all. That's not right. Rare Candy is in our discard pile, so I missed it earlier. So we need this Ordinary Rod to do some things. We're at 7 cards in deck. I can get another one out with Raihan. Right, I can get another one out with Raihan. This misses the KO, which is a real bummer. But we can Zarude for the KO. Yeah. So let's go. Let's use this. Put an energy on the Zarude. Let's go and get a card. Let's go ahead and grab that. Let's go ahead and Spring Bloom. Energy. Go ahead and retreat the Wo-Chien. Get an energy back. Put that there. Gosh, I want to put energy back into the deck. I guess I can next turn, right? Because I can use Cotton Lift. And then let's go ahead and Jungle Whip here. And we get to put the energy back. And we get to take a KO here. I mean, let's just grab a Battle Compressor. All right, let's hope. Let's hope. So this is looking pretty good for us. Kyogre's down. They got lots of energy in hand. Let's pray. Wo-Chien wins us the game next turn. And we've got the energy to do it. They'd have to leave like a 90 HP thing in the active if they can't deal with the Wo-Chien. And if they don't deal with the Wo-Chien, we just get to attach to Zarude again. And then Zarude is KOing anything but the Wailord. And we have the Guzma. So besides that, we got 6 cards in deck. So, and they just have a huge hand, but we know that at least 3 of those cards is energy. Oof. This is a sequencing nightmare, chat. This is a pray and hope deck. Gonna use Avery here. So it's a pretty simple Turtwig and Roserade. Oh no, counter energy and Articuno Cyclone attack crash our game. Bummer. I think is this about to crash our game? Dang, dude. Is counter energy not coming back to my hand? We might need that. We might have needed that counter energy. All right, so their bench is full too. So they didn't go the get back Kyogre route. They're just going Veluza here. So they've used Avery. So they can't Gust. Did I make Twinleaf? No, I didn't make Twinleaf. I know I'm was a vocal face of it. And that's a weird way to put it. But I know that I talk about it a lot and I do it a lot. But no, I did not make Twinleaf. Joe Twinleaf Joe. I wish I knew Joe's last name, but Twinleaf Joe made it. It's based off of a Japanese sim. Yeah, that's that. So yeah, I did not make it. No, Zarude is knocked out. Let's just go up into Eldegoss here. Let's draw a card. Let's play Battle Compressor. We'll get rid of 3 cards because we don't need them. Let's go Spring Blossom. Boom. Boom. And then we need to Guzma up something that we won't KO. So let's Guzma up the Whale. We'll go up into Wo-Chien. And then we did it. We did it. All right, let's go Hazardous Greed here. We're going to take care of that. We're going to take care of that. And that should be game. Woo! We did it. And we Wo-Chien at the end. Right at the end, we Wo-Chien. That was cool. Cool. Hey, that's our first win. And it looks like I forgot to to check in, so we'll just have to reset our matches. Let's see. I should be able to switch to judge view, reset match. All right, and then we won. Woo! Woo! We did it. All right, cool. Let's what's our first place matchup looking like? Looks like they're done. Tomb Spirit won 3-0 again. So we still got Matty G's match going. He's playing a similar grass build, so let's hop in there. Let's check it out. Matty G said that there was a bug or something in their game, so they probably restarted that. Oh, they're calling it a tie. Looks like we hopped in and they decided to call that one a tie. All right. Was this a... Cool. I think that's it. Let's double check with our friends here. Yeah, Wo-Chien is super awesome. Hex was prized. Don't know how much it would have mattered that last turn. Well, so it wouldn't have mattered, right? Because the Wo-Chien had the Wo-Chien had recycle energy on it, and I had the 2 energy in hand from the last attack. So I would have just attached in Guzma. I added an extra attach. I don't think the Guzma would have mattered, but yeah, it definitely would have. Just double check in with this matchup. It was reported that Tomb Spirit won, but just wanted to get in here and double check it. All right, cool. All right, that is our tournament. A good one today. A lot of bucks. Matty G, you guys are what? You guys are done, right? You guys decided to tie, Matty G. I know you're in here, which is why I'm asking. Yeah, okay. We'll set that as a tie. Okay. Yeah, lots of bugs today. Yeah, newcomer bugs and stuff like that too. But you know, it's part of the thing. It's part of it. We had some issues last week. We just gotta make sure we report those as we go. But yeah, cool. Let's go ahead and finish this up. Let's end our tournament and go back to our standings. And Decla should appear. Congrats to Tomb Spirit for another 3-0. We had the bye. We went 2-1. That's how it went today. Our top 4. 2 grass decks in the top 4. Love to see it. Leviathan Water potentially. And then we got Psychic. Yeah, there is a place to report bugs. It's the Twinleaf server, the Discord server. So you just go in and you report what happened and yeah, the whole bug report thing, and hopefully they get to it. Obviously, when there are bad bugs, they fix them sooner, and small things they'll fix later on. So that's that. Well, cool. Hey, thanks everyone for hanging out. We'll be back tomorrow morning with some tabletop. So no bugs on that stream unless an ant walks across the stream. But yeah, we'll be back for tabletop tomorrow and another Twinleaf tournament next week. Let's see. JT, I found that Bronzor with the ability can't evolve its first turn. And Earthworm doesn't get extra. Yeah, extra HP seemed to be bugged today. Yeah, so we'll figure that one out. So yeah, cool. All right, hey everyone, thanks again. See you all next week.